All right, what's up, guys? You're watching Undiscovered Creatives, where we unravel raw talent and hidden artists in Sarawak. Now, on today's episode, we have somebody special. He's been taking photos for more than a decade, and he captures moments for a living. His name is Andy Pay. Thank you, Andy Pay, for coming by the show. Thank you for, taking time off your busy schedule to come here. How are you?
I'm good, brother. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's an honor, actually. So Andy, I gotta ask you, how did you start photography?
I would say it was back in the days where I first started my studies in graphic design. Part of the course was photography, and for some reason, when I first started off, I didn't really like photography because it was back in the days we were shooting film, and I keep messing it up. Like all the but it was fun though. Like we managed to get to the red dark room, and managed to develop our own films.
Develop films, yeah, because
Yeah,
nowadays
those were
we
the
use digital, right?
That's right. That's right. So you get the idea of how film works and how how we emulate films. Um, it was when I was studying in Australia.
Australia.
Melbourne. Yes, that's right. That's when digital came in. I remember, and I remember picking up my camera and going around streets taking photos. And
So, what was the first camera that you picked up to start shooting street photos?
okay, street photos. You will like this one because it was a Canon back then.
Okay, yeah, okay, all right.
It was a mini Canon Isis, if not mistaken, the brand.
Yeah, I think I remember that brand.
Right?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
little
yeah.
mini camera, so I'll pick that around. Initially, I uploaded it in this what's it called again? Online art community called DeviantArt.
Yeah, DeviantArt.
Remember
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one? Remember
Hey,
that
it
one?
still exists till today.
Yeah,
right?
it still does. And from there, I get a lot of encouragement to take more street photos. After that, I proceed on with working as a graphic designer. I think my first wedding shoot was for my bosses that time who hired me as the graphic designer. And I remember that time there wasn't any pay, which is fine. But I really pick up that drive to take
Yeah, the passion.
the passion
yeah.
to take sorry the passion to take wedding photography. And I think from there I got to know a few more Malaysian photographers. I think the names were Saiful Nang, one of them.
Saiful Nang, yeah,
Saiful Nang,
everybody
right?
knows Saiful
Yeah.
Nang. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
blogger as well, right?
Yes, that's right. He is a legend. I remember Zung as well, and Jenny Sun. I think those three were my inspiration to kick off
Push
wedding,
further, yeah.
wedding photography. And ever since, I remember as well that right after my boss's wedding, I also shot my cousin's wedding. That would be my first paid job, and it was fun. I uploaded it, and uploaded the photos to. I remember that back then was Friendster.
Friendster, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, after that, I got a lot of people inquiring me, and I think that's where it all started.
Yeah, but most photographers these days, to get your work out there, social media is a powerful equipment or tool that you
That's right.
need to spread your photos in hopes people will share them and stuff. But then again, when did you actually start charging for wedding photos?
Oh, okay. I think that's right after my cousin's wedding. Yeah, I remember getting a small token from him, and from there, when after I upload my photos and people are starting to inquire me, that's where I first started charging my clients.
So how was the first experience of being a real wedding photographer, like a paying customer?
It was traumatizing, man. Honestly, I remember my first wedding, going there, not sure what's gonna happen because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the flow of the wedding and
first,
everything.
Yeah,
right.
the first, you're going there equipped. I remember before the wedding, going through YouTube and you're searching how to be like a great photographer, getting the angles and getting the moments.
So with every wedding that you take, is there like a learning curve to get to the kind of style that you had back then? Because being a photographer, you know, styles it will grow into another style, you know, on and on. Because there's like a trend of what you might like. Because every photographer has a different style. How did you get to your style? Was there like a learning curve throughout the wedding that you took?
It was a learning curve. Definitely. I didn't have a style back then. I think everyone, when they first start off, they get inspired by photographers, and from there we sort of emulate the style, and from there, once you've shot, like gradually shot enough weddings, you'll get you pick up sort of a style that you like or comfortable with, and that's where you
Develop your own style.
Yeah, develop a
Right.
style. Yeah.
With all the weddings up till today, if you had the options, not option, if you didn't have any options,
Yeah.
you only had one choice, which lens would you go with?
Oh, okay. I think my very first lens was the 50 mm, and up to today, I still use the 50 mm.
Yeah, 50 mm. It's like a nifty 50, they call
Yes,
it, right? Yeah,
definitely.
it's so fun because I feel like even if for a casual photographer like myself, you know, if I were to shoot like the streets or anything, nifty 50 is the best lens to
It's
bring.
the best lens out there.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you so much, Andy. So we're gonna be back after this short commercial break. So make sure you guys stay tuned, and we'll see you in a bit. All right, welcome back, folks. You're watching Undiscovered Creatives, where we unravel raw talent and hidden artists in Sarawak. Now, on today's episode, we have Andy Pei, and we're going to be taking the questions to the streets with Eric.
Thank you, Terry. Welcome back to another episode of Take You to the Streets with your co-host Eric. And today we will be around Kuching, looking for people to talk about photography. All right, so let's catch a couple people and find out. All right, so hi. Are you married?
No.
No, you're not married?
No,
Okay.
I'm still a student.
All right. So let's say you're married. How much would you pay for a photography session on your wedding?
It depends actually on the photographer, but normally I think the price should be like 2,000 to 4,000.
Around 20K?
20K?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big budget, but that's nice.
Around 3, 4, 5,000.
3, 4, 5,000. So you think it costs about that much?
Yeah.
All right.
Paling-paling pun so far yang kami dengar is 6,000, including the video and everything. The lowest kami pernah dengar is 2,000 something lah, 2,500 lah.
So do you know any local photographers here?
Yes, I do. My friend is a photographer.
See. What's his name?
Adib Zakaria.
Okay, Adib Zakaria. He's a local photographer here too.
I know Adib Zakaria,
Okay.
Danish Busma.
All right.
That's all I know for local.
All right, good. Those are our local photographers. Right. So do you think that photography can be a good career for a person?
Yes, I do. Actually, I think they can get more income, and then they do not have like a specific job like everyone else. They have their own time to go to their job.
So do you think photography is an easy job or a hard job?
It depends actually on the client itself. If the client like have demands, maybe it's hard for them.
Yeah.
But if it's normal, it's okay.
All right. Do you think that photography is an easy job to do or is it a hard job?
For me, it's a challenge because photographers have to be creative and not everyone can do it. So for the photographers out there, I respect your work. So
So how much do you think photographers actually earn, in your opinion?
do I have to say out the
Yeah.
amount?
You can just say.
I think it's based on commission.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah.
Based on commission, maybe a few thousand.
You can just say a lot or a little
Yeah, it's a lot.
bit. They earn a lot.
Yes.
So basically, it's a job where you have to hustle non-stop.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So thank you very much for your input, and for those of you, continue watching Terry, and that will be all from Take It to the Streets. Signing out, me, your co-host, Eric. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you so much, Eric, for taking it to the streets. So apparently people are willing to pay up to 20,000 ringgit for photography. That's got to be a grand wedding. Now, thank you so much, Kuching people, for, understanding that the prices that you're supposed to pay a photographer. So, Andy, what do you think of their answers?
Oh, I love coaching people. I think they really know the value of photography.
So do you think that value is fair for photographers?
It is. It's
Yeah.
a commitment that I would say when we shoot a wedding, it's like a whole day thing. So we are fully committed to the wedding, and it's the experience that they are getting.
Now, when you say a full day, what about post editing for the photos? Because based off your photos, they look like they're cinema color graded.
That's right.
Is there a lot of process going
Oh,
into
there's a lot of process. I
post-editing?
think going through each photos and picking the correct moment, that is the longest process.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the 20,000?
Oh man, I want to be his client. I want to be his photographer.
Yeah, for sure, right? Now, that guy would be willing to pay 20,000 ringgit. But have you, as a photographer, have you been offered to be paid by exposure?
Oh yes. I think those were days when I was still venturing into photography. There was a few clients. I think those were the days where there was a lot of club scenes, and I think they offered you exposure rather than pay. But thankfully, I was quite insisting on being paid, and in return, they get good photos.
So they actually ended up paying you.
Yes.
So
yes,
that's great.
yes.
That's great. Because it's quite sad to see, big companies or big parties, they keep offering exposure to small-time photographers
right.
or videographers. It's really sad to see this because, in a way, they're not helping the community grow.
That's right.
Anyways, I need to ask you, how do you charge a client? Be it a wedding or an event or a party?
Yep. I would say based on the hours that they're taking, normally, and also based on the team that they are getting. So if there's a small little party, that would be just one photographer. But if there's a party of say more than 50 people, then probably get two photographers just to capture different moments and different it's all about moments and we would just want to be there at the correct time and also as I age, I need my team.
You're gonna need assistance,
I need
right?
a team, yes.
So, what do you feel about the market these days with the pandemic and everything? Has it affected your business and just other general photographers?
Oh, definitely. I think with the pandemic, people are forced to cancel their wedding or postpone, and that's tough on us, especially because then our incomes will push to next year. So I think it affects not only the experienced photographers, but as well with everyone.
Yeah, because I heard as well that some deposits had to be returned to
That's
the
right.
clients as well because
That's right.
of cancellation or postpone because pandemic, nobody expected it, right?
That's right.
Anyways, I need to know. You're a photographer, so I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like a community that you hang out with.
Yep.
Is there any issues that you'd like to touch on within the photographer community?
I would say, I think when I first started off photography, it was tough because everyone is on their own, and as time passes and years passes, I try to build this photography community where we can all capture, we can all get together,
Yeah.
and also we can all get together and work on a similar pricing, or if not, prices that pays for your value. Yeah.
So have you guys amongst yourself, have you guys ever encountered a problem about what price is too high or what price is too low, or is it like a general understanding of the right price for everybody?
Actually, no, because it's an experience that that people are getting. So for me, I've been in this industry for long, so I kind of know like this is my value. Whereas when newcomers, when they come out, they have a certain value and I respect that. That's cool. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Can you share with us if you've had any terrifying moments during a wedding shoot or whatever shoot it is, or maybe a demanding ex-client that you had
Okay,
before?
okay.
I mean, you've been shooting for more than a decade, so you've got to have like these great stories.
Oh, I would say the most terrifying. I'll touch on the most terrifying
Yeah.
moment first. I think there's one time, and that's why I always work with 2 cameras. And most people ask me why do I have 2 cameras. It's because there's one time shooting a wedding in a ceremony, and it's like a very beautiful moment, and one of my camera doesn't want to work. It suddenly jams.
Just
and
fails on
It
you,
just fails
yeah.
on me, and then thankfully I had the other one to capture.
Right. So
those other
basically,
moments.
now you're telling me that for any event or wedding, you would have like 2 cameras strapped
Yes,
to you.
that's right.
All right. So they have like the same lens, or
Oh yes, different lens. So normally I'll have one that is more of a zoom kind of perspective, and another one that is wide. So I don't have to change my lens that often.
all right. Okay. So, thank you so much, Andy. Right now, we're gonna be taking a short, quick break, and we'll be back after this commercials. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We'll see you in a bit. All right, welcome back, guys, to Undiscovered Creatives, where we unravel raw talent and hidden artists. And today's episode, we have Andy Pei as our guest. So, Andy, I need to know what was the biggest, most grand wedding you've had?
Actually, we've shot a lot of weddings. I think most weddings are pretty big here in Kuching, I would say. Yeah,
I would agree with that.
I think as times pass, people put a lot into the decorations, and people want to be different from other weddings. So they really put a lot of input into making the wedding look really, really grand.
Okay, what are the challenges when you shoot these grand weddings? Is it completely different from a small wedding, or is it similar, but it's just different in terms of how big or small?
Actually, it doesn't matter if it's big or small, because the important part is to capture the moments, and of course the bride and groom will get the main priority. Other than that would be the parents and the friends, but of course if they have lots of friends and families, then that's where the challenges are.
Yeah.
And that's where I need a bigger team to be able to capture all of that moments.
Okay, now that you've mentioned the bride and the groom, we actually touched on this issue previously, but because we were shortage of time, I didn't get to ask you. So now I'm going to ask you, have you ever met with a demanding client?
Oh yes, for sure, definitely.
So
Throughout the years.
what kind of troubles that they put you through?
I think it's just some clients would have like an angle that they want. So when we capture moments, it's kind of tough to capture
Exactly
that
what they
exact
want.
moment. Yeah. Another thing about clients is some clients demands for photos very quick, which I understand is all about the Instagram and all the social medias nowadays, but it takes time to go through all these photos and filter them and to get the correct moments to pass on to the clients.
All right, so now you mentioned a lot of moments, right? Have you ever encountered a beautiful moment that you like to capture, and then suddenly a guest comes out, whoop,
Oh
an
yes,
iPhone comes out?
there's a lot, man. There's a lot. So and that's why I've always told my clients, because most of these guys who came out suddenly to take photos are the guests, and it's kind of hard to, as a photographer, tell them to sort of move aside. So when doing like client meetings and stuff, I will always tell them that to let the guests know, or to ask the MC to announce, to let the guests know that to give way to the photographers. Yeah. But if but if there's an uncle or auntie who comes in, we'll try to make our best.
Yeah, but okay. We're now we're talking about phones. How about those guests who just somehow have a lot of money, and they brought out a DSLR. And you know, I've seen this in a few weddings that I've went to, and they suddenly acted like they're taking over the spot as the photographer, but in fact they're just taking casual photos of the bride and the groom. How do you deal with those people?
If they are the relative or the friends, normally I'll just speak to the client. Yeah, that's
Ah.
where the first briefing for clients.
So just let the
yeah.
client tell them to not
Yeah,
take out the
yeah,
camera. Okay. Now, previously you did mention that you do a destination wedding. Can you explain to the audience what destination wedding is?
So there's two types of destination weddings. One is when you fly to the destination where they do the ceremony, and another type is where all like like a family that's in Kuching fly everyone to a destination to do their wedding there. Yeah. So there's sort of two types of weddings.
Okay.
But the thrill is to go to a new environment and to see these new things, getting a fresh visual of the wedding, and being part of it. I think that's the best part.
Because I can imagine it's gonna be hard for a photographer to come up to a venue that he has not been to,
That's right.
and you have to visualize how you want the photos to be, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So destination wedding requires you to travel. How many countries have you traveled to? Maybe even abroad to West Malaysia.
I've been to a few places in Malaysia, and also been to a few overseas places like Australia.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I've been to. I think because when I was studying abroad back then in Melbourne, a lot of my friends from uni hired me as the photographer.
All right. So where can people see your work? Maybe on social media?
Yes, you can find me in Instagram and also in Facebook. I have two accounts. One is my personal account, which is Andy Pay Photography, and another one is my team, Bespoke Photographics.
All right, so if you guys want to see more of his work, make sure you guys follow him on Instagram, or if you guys would like to get in contact with him, make sure you guys like his Facebook page or maybe drop by his studio. So, Andy, I see that you have brought some of your albums with us to the studio. Can you share a bit with
Yes.
your work?
Come, shall I pass you one, the
Right.
album? Yep. Here is. Let me show you. All right, here you go. Here's the album. Just want to talk about this little moment over here. It was there and then when the bride was about to leave their parents to go to the groom's house, and she had that little tear, and I thought that it would be amazing to capture her crying, but at the same time, with the reflection, I was able to capture the parents and waving at her, saying goodbye.
Photography 101 with Andy.
Yeah. Go.
Wow, that's a nice album.
Thank
Can I have a
you.
look?
Sure. Here you go.
Oh, wow. All right, so make sure the camera you guys are taking this. This is a beautiful photo. All right, so this one they have all the fist up in the air. What's this
Yeah.
about?
So I think this group was it's a fun group, so they were having fun.
Spontaneous, huh?
Spontaneous.
All right. Look at this setup. This is a beautiful setup. Oh, wow. So, guys, if you guys have to take him as a photographer because he is the official photographer for Henry Golding and Live Low. Now, in case you don't know, Henry Golding is a famous actor in Hollywood, and Live Low is a well-known host in Singapore, and he is the official photographer. So make sure you guys follow him on Instagram to see this more. All right, Andy, thank you so much for coming by the show, taking time off your busy schedule and everything. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the end of the episode. So make sure you guys stay here again, and I'll see you on the next one.